like, my hair, Jesus. I just did it yesterday and it's so red, but it's all fluffy. I'm going to do something that I've done before, but it's always fun. I'm being sarcastic. It's not fun. But now, because there's other, there's this woman coming out saying that, hold on, that he spit on her camera, and on her shoulder and all that stuff. Now, more than ever, I feel like, why not, revising and rereading the whole thing? Now, so I'm going to talk for a minute about how this happened before with other people, and accusations. For example, what happened to Prince with one of his ex-girlfriends. I know he passed away, so I am not going to say anything bad about him, but I'm just going to compare to, this is not the first time that an ex-girlfriend or an ex-wife or an ex whatever, or just simply a groupie is mad at a rock star or an actor or whatever, and just make a big deal, and just to try to get them money, whatever it is. In this case, whatever it would, is just pure agenda, and the other chick has money also, because they're doing the damages thing, which is damages is cash. At the same time, it's like they just want to be talking about it. We are here talking about it. Everybody's making videos of it. They got, a cover in People's Magazine about it. So obviously they know what they're doing. How come, the whole spitting thing? I mean, there's I was looking at Jonathan Davis from Korn. He spit. Justin Bieber, he spit. The guys from Queens of the Stone Age, the singer, he spit. Metallica, the singer, from Metallica, he spits. Eminem, he spits. Justin Bieber, he spits. I'm not saying it's a bad thing they spit. It's part of the show, whatever they feel like doing. Okay, I'm not judging that, but the minute the Manson does that, it's like, okay, well, now we want $35,000 because he spit on my camera. Again, I don't like the idea of the people coming up with numbers just like that. It's like, okay, $35,000. What was the lens that cost $35,000 to fix? Was your day of work that you missed because of? I don't think that you're charging $35,000 a day to work, and you're so traumatized by him spitting on you that you couldn't go to work the next day. So where the $35,000 are coming from? It's like you're trying to get money for your honeymoon. So what are you doing? You're paying taxes? I don't know what's going on. That's taxes money? I don't know. But that lady's like the last one. There's not really a lawsuit, but it's warrant for his arrest. It's not going to happen, but that whole thing just started reminding me of everything that happened before. And I made a whole video on Evan Rachel Wood, which everybody knows that it's probably my least favorite person in the world of celebrities after Amber Heard. They're right there, Evan and Amber. And I already made a whole video about Evan Rachel Wood a couple of days ago, more than an hour, and I read things about her childhood, things about interviews that she'd done, things that she told her mother about, and how her rebellious nature was kind of pushing her to be with Manson, because she was trying to prove a point to her mom, and she was trying to prove a point in Hollywood that she was edgy. So I already did all that, okay? The whole hardship glasses and the Lolita and how she manipulated him into it. I believe that, and I'm not the only person believing that. So I'm not going to talk about Evan, but maybe I will, because it's going to come out in this 5 minutes, okay, that I'm going to read. And bear with me, it's hot. It's like 100% humidity. It's raining outside. It's hot. So I'm going to try to do this without. I'm passing out. Manson showed me a very scary movie, and I feel like I'm going to faint. You know what's funny? That coming from somebody who worked for Game of Thrones. If it's not the most bloody, I mean, I love Game of Thrones, but I'm saying, like, how much, I mean, that's violent and bloody and disturbing show with like rape scenes and people cutting people's limbs and all things, and just stabbing and stuff. And so you will think an actress like that, they can work for Game of Thrones, right? And that's the whole Game of Thrones thing. Not because she played a prostitute. You can play whatever. I mean, working for Game of Thrones, working in Game of Thrones season after season, that kind of gives you a tough skin. If we're also gonna forget that she worked in a place called the Torture Garden in London and England, and then in LA she was very much into the fetish bondage scene. She was all over the place. So I don't believe any of them, but with Esme, it's almost laughable. I'm kind of like, really, you just did that? You just said that? So when she talks about watching movies and he showed me movies that made me feel so bad that I almost fainted, I had to laugh about that. And I'm thinking about where these women are coming from. They're coming from the modeling industry, for the fashion world. Okay, they're coming from Game of Thrones. They're coming from, like Chloe Black, from just being a groupie. I mean, really, you fainted because he showed you a movie? I just don't think for a second. Oh, who's watching? Oh, you're watching. Hi. Sorry, my hair is a mess. I don't know if you can tell that it's so fluffy because I just did it yesterday. And when I do that, it's very fluffy. And I kind of dig it. And it's really straining outside. So it's all kinds of crazy and it's out of control. So I'm not going to even try to control it. So for Esme to just be all like, oh my God, when she works in a show that is pure violence and pure sex and they literally show rape. And I'm not judging Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is fictional. It's books. It's a series based on books. It's all good. But I mean, for her to just be so snobby about violence in general, or movies, or mainly mention videos, they are sometimes some of them are disturbing. And for her to just be so scared, I mean, it's like smells BS and smells hypocrite all over the place. So finally the cut didn't block me. Well, it's not like I was blocked, it's like I couldn't read it because they want me to pay for it. And then I found another way to just use my other computer thingy and I kind of hack it because I'm not paying for shit. So I can still read it without paying for it, which is good. So I can go in the beginning of Pitchfork because I am not giving the cut one more second. Because every time you are on those pages, even if you're not paying, there are, sending ads to you, whatever. So I'm just going to go back to Evan. No more Evan. Esme. Okay, and remember, this is in April, okay? But I'm going to read it again because I'm trying to go one by one. And I did Wood. I did Wood 2 days ago. Bianco previously described Manson alleged views in an interview with The Cut. Yeah, okay. That was published in February 2021, shortly after Richard Wood alleged Manson abused her. According to the lawsuit, Esme Bianco first met Marilyn Manson. Look, watch the dates, because the dates are going to be important. I spent like a little bit of like a couple hours looking at the dates on this. You know how like paparazzi takes pictures of people or videos and then you can look at the date? And some of it are YouTube and some videos are paparazzi from 2009 to 2011 of Manson leaving the movie theater with a girl, Manson leaving a restaurant with some other girl, Manson leaving a club with Esme Bianco. And those things have dates. So it's really stupid to lie about dates these days when you have paparazzis and cameras and people making videos with their phones and everything has a date. So the dates are not matching up at all. I don't believe that all this happened in six. They were all with him at the same time. It's really weird. So according to the lawsuit, Bianco first met Marilyn Manson, whose real name is Brian Oweno, in 2005, where he expressed an interest in casting her in a film. Again, the film that Manson was trying to cast her on is a film that Manson has been working on that, trying to make it happen, right? Phantasmagoria. He's been trying to make that happen since like 2000, like, I don't know, 3 or something like that. And it's not happening because sometimes here, that's the way things work. It's not happening. So it wasn't a lie. It's something that he was trying. Probably he still is, unless he's like, hell no, I'm not touching that thing ever again. But it's a really malicious for her to imply that the project was not real and the video was not real, when we know, and you can go on YouTube and see and put Marilyn Manson Phantasmagoria, and you will see interviews of him talking about it. He's been trying to make that damn movie for years. So it's very malicious for her to say that that was a pretense that he lied about making the movie just to get her here to California, to the States. So in February 2009, according to the lawsuit, Bianco flew to Los Angeles to appear in the music video for Manson's song "I Want to Kill You" like they do in the movies. Okay, that is actually real. That video, that song, but it's not Phantasmagoria. Phantasmagoria is something different, and this is what I have a big problem with her lying about that. Bianco says that she stayed at the Manson's home in Los Angeles and was deprived of sleep and food. But we know this, right? I want to jump to something else. Hold on, bear with me and my hair. Okay, the locking and the thing. I would just rather read the file than read the version, the pitchfork version of it. But she's pretty much saying that he kind of told her on emails or whatever, which I will die to see those. Now, not die, but I would love to see those emails. Love to see the emails. What he said. Well, it's going to be kind of like a rough shoot. We're going to do it in 3 days, and by day number 3rd, it's going to be rough. And he gave her a warning, and she accepted, and she said, okay, I can do it. Let's do it. Remember, she was a fetish and a bondage model actress. So it's kind of normal for Manson to say, oh yeah, we're going to do this type of video. And this is going to happen. This is going to happen. And it's normal for him to think that it's normal for her, because she's been doing this for a while. And I'm not talking about just a little, pin-up, latex. I'm talking about bondage. I'm talking about whips and ropes and stuff, and just like, hooks, stuff like that Esme was doing. So it's not that strange for Manson to offer Esme this job if she was indeed a bondage model and a bondage actress. So it's not that weird that he offered her a job that is called "I Want to Kill," like they kill, like I want to kill, like killing in the movies. In he said to her, it's gonna be rough. Yeah, I'm gonna touch you, something like that. Anyway, I don't know if those emails even exist or she's just saying that. But the fact that he said to her, listen, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a 3-day shoot, and it's gonna be in my apartment. He gave her all these warnings. This is not to say that just because you're a bondage actress, you're a fetish actress or model, you deserve to get beat up. I'm not saying that, okay? But I'm saying that he gave her the notice, and I totally understand why. And I get why he picked her, and not. There's plenty of actresses and models. He can just pick up the phone and call any agency in LA, and there was some girls way prettier than Esme. No, he picked Esme because Esme was a bondage model. This is what people keep missing. Nobody's saying this. I'm saying right now. He picked her on purpose. So that doesn't make him a criminal. He was trying to gave her a job. Okay, he picked her because he knew that she was in the scene of fetish and bondage, so he knew that she was going to be able to handle it, and she said yes to this job. I would like to see the emails, because I have a feeling that the emails are pretty, maybe a little bit of dark sense of humor here and there, but I'm sure the emails are pretty simple and practical. Like, hey, we're going to do this. Okay, cool. But, we're going to do this day. Okay, cool. I feel like it was kind of like that. That's my feeling. I don't think there was a little bit of a lot of dirt and perversion on those on that exchange, because pretty much he is saying, well, I know that you're into this, not into because you want to die or you want to feel pain, but you've done this before. You have experience. You've been a dominatrix. There's pictures of her carrying her friend on a leash. Okay. And it's so stupid looking. There's pictures of her when she labels herself as meat. Okay, and she's half naked. So it's not so strange. The men will think that she will be game into doing that type of video. Not your cup of tea, not my cup of tea, don't matter. It's irrelevant. It's not so strange that he called her. But she's making it sound, she made it sound like she was target and she was human trafficked. And I see it more of a, well, he was trying to give you a break. He was trying to give you a job. But anyway, there's none of these people are very thankful or grateful or even have any type of, they're just trash. And I'm not saying you have to kiss his ass because he's giving you a job, but I understand his thinking. Like, oh yeah, this girl is a bondage actress, and she knew my wife, and I saw her a couple times in the show, and she wears latex, and she knows how to whip a person. Yeah, I'm calling her. If I tell you, if I say it that way, this makes sense, right? Like, it makes sense that he will call her, he would fly her from LA, from England to LA, and pay for it. Of course, these people didn't pay for a damn thing in their life. So that is not human trafficking. Somebody saying, I think you'll be good for the job because you have experience with violence and sexual violence and fetish. You'll be good for the job. Okay, you want to come over? Yeah, okay, cool. Or I get you a ticket and I get you a visa. They call it artist visas. They have that nowadays. An artist for visa, acting visa. Okay, cool. But it's going to be only for 3 months, but okay, cool. And then we see what happens with your visa. Okay, cool. I think that's what happened. I really think that's what happened. And is it his fault for not checking her background? No, it is not, because all he knew about her was positive. And she knew his ex-wife, Dita. So it kind of like, there was no red flags from his side. The thing what he did with Ashley Morgan and Ashley Walters, got him in his apartment, gave him all this trust, gave him the key for the apartment, that is his fault. That was like, he was way too trusting with those people. He trusted them way too much. But with Esme, it's almost like she was getting a job. The job was in LA, and she lived in England. So she got to, how many times people have to travel for work? That's not human trafficking. That's just traveling for work. Imagine if you do that every time, whatever job you have. If you ever had to go somewhere, some other state, and your boss is sending you somewhere to Georgia, and you're like in California, you're like, oh my God, you're like being human trafficked. No, you're not. You're being slaved because you're making your boss a cup of coffee. No, you're not. And this is what she implies. She implies that she was unpaid labor. So I'm drinking my tea. It's kind of feels good to drink tea right now, even if it's hot. It's super hot. I'm sweaty. Okay, so they chase it around the X, whatever. We're just gonna read it straight from the mouth of the beast, because I don't like reading it in a magazine. I'm just seeing if there's something there that I have missed the last 2 months, but I don't think there is. Okay, the good thing about is that attorney for Manson, Howard King, that I feel like that guy is on a good track, because every time that he said, he opened his mouth a couple of times, and I think it's cool that he's not making statements way too much, and that would be kind of like yucky and too defensive. But he made a couple of statements, one about Esme and one about Ashley Morgan, and they're just short and sweet. He pretty much said, Howard King, attorney for Manson, said, these claims are probably false. To be clear, this suit was filed after my client refused to be shaken down by Ms. Bianco, ridiculous given to the outrageous financial demands based on conduct that simply never occurred from my client. We will vigorously contest these allegations in court, and we are confident that we will prevail. So, lawsuit, civil, not criminal. I keep saying that over and over. People on the internet are so quick to be scared when they read or they hear the word lawsuit. Everything is a lawsuit. Your landlord can take you as a lawsuit because you're not paying rent. It's a lawsuit. Doesn't mean you're going to jail. Lawsuits is just, it means that you're just going to go to court and sit down and talk about something and and the judge is going to give you a judgment. That's a lawsuit. But every time that word is out there, and they make it, they put the most horrible pictures of Manson they can find. The ones where he was kind of overweight, or they put pictures that he looks very, very scary next to the pictures of the girls, like, with their big Bambi eyes. And these girls are not Bambi eyes type of girls. These girls are girls, they're party people that you find it on Manson's Instagram, liking his posts from 2019 and 2018. So I guess he was okay in 2018, 2019. Party, Chateau Marmont, Sunset Marquis, Sunset Boulevard, Malibu, parties all over the damn place. That's the type of people there is. They're not like, me. Like, so that's what I see from them. I see a bunch of party people that were partying on his, on his payroll. That's what I think. So Walters, I have all of them open. I have Walters open, I have Morgan open, and I have Esme. Okay. The reason I have all those three open is because I'm going to compare some items, and it's copy and paste. The only difference is that's what I put title, different accent, different face, different hair color, but the rest the same. So I'm just gonna jump, okay? The first page describes who you are and live, which we know, right? But you have that every single time. You can be the most famous person in the world, and so then when they talk about him, and there's a couple of interviews of him doing the food deprivation as a serious thing. So I'm just gonna leave that. I'm not even gonna mention it again. It's just funny to me that always been skinny are blaming him because they didn't eat. It's just they always look the same way. They've always been pale. They've always been skinny. They just have to maintain a certain weight, and that, whatever you want to think about that, is irrelevant if it sucks or not. It does suck, but actresses have to maintain a certain weight. He made his first sexual towards Bianco. I don't know about this. When they throw dates like this, and they throw in dates, and she's throwing these dates on cases like this, so they're trying to go for something, which I don't think it happened. The cuts, Manson was self-harm the same with Johnny Depp. To the 90s, there's like pictures of Manson with a bunch of scars in his stomach and his chest. I don't know if he likes to cut himself. Maybe he was doing that with somebody else, but if he was, it was completely consensual, I believe, and they make it into something dirty and messed up because you go to his lyrics, and it's weird that he said that on that song Kill For Me about that People magazine. She talks about the blood pact. Dumb. That he slashed her head with a sledgehammer when they were asking about Evan Roger Wood. It's freaking Manson. He said some weird stuff before. He says weird stuff about Twiggy. He says weird stuff about males too, because he is a freaking monster. Nothing that he just does. He has a brain, period. And if he's a bit funny on the side of the dark sense of humor, that with males too. So if you don't know him in person, you know his persona for the last 25 years, what he does, what he sings about, what his videos look like. The dates are really weird because Evan was with him. He was he was with all these girls at the same time, which is not a crime. You might think like he's like what he was playing all these people, or he was all these girls with him maybe for like a weekend. Like Ashley Morton was with him for like 2 weekends, and then she said it was like 6 months. So there's like a big exaggeration, but I don't know why he trusts them. I don't know why, and I am not here to judge why he did. I have a feeling that it's because he doesn't like being alone. A lot of famous people are like that, they're petrified of being alone. And maybe because his relationship with Evan was just on the shits and he was feeling really super crappy or insecure. So he surrounded himself with all these people. There's a lot of explanations to it. But it definitely doesn't make him a rapist. Your connection is unstable, so might as well just, instead of doing this, do in a video because my connection is unstable. Okay, I can just read a little bit. I'm going to make a video after this that is going to be just like this. No, it's done, but I'm going to do it just because the connection is unstable. Okay. So let's read it up. If I'm quiet, it's because I'm just jumping into like what happened or what she says it happened. Upon arrival, Esme found that there was no crew present, that she was expected to stay at Warner's home rather than in a hotel that had previously been booked for her. Through this shoot, this is not Phantasmagoria, this is that Wanna Kill You Like They Do in the movies music video. Through the shoot, Esme was expected to be on call 24/7 and as a result was subjected to sleep deprivation. She was told to wear lingerie as her costume for the video. Listen, I mean, if her role in the video, like let's say the video is called I Want to Kill You Like They Do in the movies, and he told her that the video was going to be rough, right? And I will imagine that her wearing underwear or some skimpy outfit, it kind of makes sense for the video. And this is a girl who walks around naked on set for Game of Thrones. Pretty much every scene she got on Game of Thrones, she was half naked. So I don't know why she is like so, oh my God, I have to wear lingerie in his house and in the darkness and no sleep and no food. This is a woman that not only she was a fetish model and a bondage model and actress, that she got whipped, she whipped people, she spanked people, she got spanked. It's all out there. You can Google it. Not only that, but on Game of Thrones, she was always naked, which is it's great that she feels cool with her body to do that. And she was awesome on that show. All right. But you can't just be so scared of being wearing lingerie on a music video if you were naked in Game of Thrones. It's a Marilyn Manson music video. It's not like you're shooting for like, the guy on the street that has a little band. It's Marilyn Manson. I mean, I don't know. You're going to be professional and wear what the heck director, in this case Manson, is telling you to wear. That is not perverse or dark. Lingerie for an actress is always naked. In addition to these deprivations, Miss Bianco was treated by physical beating. She was physical beating. I don't want to even say this because I know I'm gonna skip it. I'm not saying the R word either. I already got in trouble for that. He repeatedly told Bianco that he will come to her room and the R word, R, her during the night. He threw tantrums where he would destroy camera equipment and throw objects around the room. He forced Miss Bianco to watch an extremely violent movie that caused her to faint. She worked in Game of Thrones. She watched a movie that caused her to faint. This girl has more backbone than she's telling you that she has. She's not Evan at 19 years old. Okay, she's not. Come on now. She's an actress who is a fetish actress, model, and a Game of Thrones professional in more than one season. Okay, and the blood and the violence and the rape on that show, that's all they do. Hell, I stopped watching it because it got so stupid old. Like I don't get. I was not sensitive about it. I was not like I can't watch this anymore because it's too much rape or too much not drugs, too much wine, or too much naked girls. But it's once it got to the point that I was like, this is it. That's how I feel about Game of Thrones. So for her to just say that she fainted watching the movie when she actually her work is filled with like videos of her spanking people. You can find her on Pornhub. Okay, that's nothing wrong with Pornhub, and nothing wrong with the girls at work. They get their videos on Pornhub. Nothing wrong with it. But don't just play Little House on the Prairie after. Don't play Little Mary Poppins, okay? So he'll throw the tantrums, okay? That about the tantrums and the breaking of the cameras is copy paste to what Ashley Walter said. She also said that he was throwing tantrums and breaking cameras. And Walter was utilizing by the Nazis. He also electrocuted her with something called the violet, like the color violet wand. And the violet wand, it's just a sex toy that shooks you a little bit to the same extent there's something that you use to do a chemical peel on your skin. It's a bit expensive and it's a bit annoying. It's a bit annoying, but it's not painful. A cosmetic treatment with laser will be more painful than the one that he was using on them, supposedly. So yeah, that's another BS. But she's saying that to match Evan Richard Wood talking about the same electrocution. So copy and paste again. As I believe that if she protests or complains any of the streamers, she will be seen as unprofessional and better from future professional opportunities with him. If you are really scared, are you thinking of the future prospects with this guy? If you're really scared and all you're gonna do is like, okay, I'm gonna deal with this to survive. Let him hurt me so I can just survive and I can get the hell out of here and go back to England. Okay, fine, and you deal with it. No, she's dealing with it and she's not saying anything. She's not saying no to him because she's thinking about the future opportunities that she might have with him. That who talks like that? Who is gonna think about the future opportunities they're gonna have with their abuser? Who? I mean, unprofessional. How can you be seen unprofessional if you escape from your abuser's apartment? It's unprofessional. That's just you leaving a horrible situation. And if he did these things to you, what he did not, if he did, you're thinking about the prospect opportunities in the future that he can give you more roles in a different videos. Why would you think like that after you got tied up and whipped and all that she says that she got? You're thinking about the future opportunities with this guy. And not romantic opportunities. They're talking about work opportunities. It's really weird. It's like that's what matters to you and not your safety. What matters is the future opportunities and the money that you could get. In May 2009, Warner visited Mr. Bianco in London and they began a sexual relationship. May 2009. I'm telling you how that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. Because he wasn't even, he was on tour. Maybe he was on tour and then he hit London and hang out with her. I don't know. Maybe 50-50 on that. Maybe. Through this time, sex between Miss Bianco and Miss Warner was consensual. Okay. But then he bruised her and bit her and publicly grabbed her against her consent. Publicly? So they were in public. So she wasn't isolated. So she wasn't just all for him, like she says that she was 24/7 on call in the dark, wearing underwear in the dark, cold apartment with him because he wanted her for himself all the time. They were in public. There's plenty of pictures of them in public, and there's paparazzi little clips of them in public, leaving the ArcLight movie theater in Hollywood, where everyone knows that place. It shut down because of COVID, but it was a place. Even restaurants and clubs and stuff, publicly. So when she says that she was isolated and she never left his apartment, then so also she's saying that she was seen in public. He would grab her, touch her, or something like that. He verbally degraded her during interviews. Interviews what? He also tends to bring a minor back to the hotel. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not talking about the minor thing. In April 2011, Warner convinced Ms. Bianco to move to LA to live with him while he helped her secure a visa and launch her career in the United States. Okay, the visa thing. It's not that simple for somebody who is not powerful. I mean, Manson is just a rock star. He's not a politician. It's not that simple for him to just, for anybody to go and just, hey, give somebody $1,000 and just give, just let's handle this visa so I can just keep this girl, I can keep assaulting her and keep her here in the United States. No, there's a lot of paperwork that goes into it. This is the government of the United States we're talking about. It's no joke. So I don't think that Mensa was in charge of the visa process. If she had an agent, which I'm sure she did, they were in charge of the visa process, not Manson. The people that she was working for, not Manson. Manson was not in charge of the visa. Manson is not a freaking, like, that would be awesome if he can do all these things and be like a gangster or something. No, the government is not something that you fuck with here, anywhere. But here, immigration is like a big deal. So if she came with a visa, with an actor visa, that's her freaking problem. And if she didn't secure it and she didn't do the paperwork, that's her freaking problem. Because if you are from, you come from wherever, you gotta do it. You gotta do it yourself. You get a lawyer or you get a work or somebody to help you out with the paperwork, and you do it. You don't rely on your boyfriend or on your fuck boy to do it. It's her problem. If her visa situation was in trouble, it's her problem. But I don't think it was. I think it's an exaggeration, and she's using the fact that she's from the UK. She's gonna put in that. That's the only thing that is different from all the other allegations. That's the only thing that's not copy and paste, because the other girls are from here. So this is the only thing that is different. And he's not a threat to your visa, to your status. I mean, if you didn't do the work that you have to do, send the papers, and it's not that easy also to kick somebody out, somebody who's working here as an actress. She has an actor visa. So anyway, they're doing this so you see her as little helpless little pigeon, and he's this mobster that he just controls, he's like Elon Musk or something. That I'll believe. I'll believe something like that from Elon Musk. Like, oh my God, he was messing with my immigration situation. From Elon Musk, totally. I believe it. From Manson, I don't think he was messing with your immigration status. You mess yourself on that. Your agent, for your agency, whoever you're working for, needs to take care of that. Not Manson. Manson is not a immigration agent. What the heck. Anyway, so the thing about her not saying no to him because she didn't want to be seen as unprofessional. Okay. But also it says because she didn't want to mess up any future opportunities with him. Why would you want to work in the future with him if he did all these things to you? So she's not even saying, well, I was dealing with it until the music video was over and then I was going to get the hell out of there. No, she's saying, I'm dealing with it until the video's over, and then I'm just going to keep being nice to him because he can give me opportunities. It's right there. It's right there on the file. It says that she didn't say nothing to him. She didn't face him. She didn't have the courage to face him and say, hey, dude, stop doing this to me or whatever, because she wanted to work with him in the future. Whose fault is that? First of all, I don't think that he did these things to her, but let's say he did. Or let's say he did. Let's say those things that happen to anybody. I say, well, what do you want to do is you want to finish what you're doing and then get the hell out of there. If you don't have the power of strength or whatever to get the hell out of there in time and you are going to get hurt, okay. But you're not thinking. You get out of it as soon as you can. You're not thinking, well, I might just have an opportunity for a job with this abuser guy in like another movie or another music video, so I might just keep in touch. That makes her look like a liar big time. Not only a bunch of Instagram posts from 2017, 18, all the way to, I think she stopped at 19, but like by Manson or in Manson concert. You know what I mean? It's so stupid that her lawyer, because this is not even her saying that, wouldn't make typing this, her lawyer or whoever put that in there because that makes her sound like a gold digger, and it makes her sound really bad. Like she's so desperate for a job that she's just gonna get there and get beat up. Like again, she worked in Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. I never see more rape and more blood in my life in any other show. If there is, I haven't watched it. So, and she's the person working on minutes of video, but she can be half naked. And what is the deal with being on your underwear on a music video? It's been done before. Like many people. Like I said, I don't. Is that's not illegal? That might be like it might be like dirty, shady, yakis, whatever you want to say. It's irrelevant if it's our liking or not. But it's not a crime. And this is what people seem to not get about this case. That all these things, if they happen in a very, they're manipulated. Like he's saying his statements that it's a manipulation of the truth or it's a different version of the truth. So even if these things happen, they're being exaggerated and manipulated to the point so the women look very helpless and very, very weak. And it sucks because it's making all of us look like that. And it's making all of us look helpless and weak. And it's making all of us victims, like we're victims. And I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair. And I like that there's more girls on YouTube watching things and sending me comments. And I don't know if you're here, Tammy. You always send me comments. Are you here? I don't know. I feel like there's more females like getting with the program, than just guys. Because it's easy for guys to say like, "Oh, that bitch is like suing him. What a bitch!" But for me, to see that this is BS, and me being a female, I think it's important that I'm not gonna make a change. I'm not gonna say I don't care. Obviously I care a little bit, right? But it's not about one person making a change. But if we females my age, especially people my age or older, we start talking, to our families about this, to our children. My children are little kids. I'm not doing that. I'm not talking about assault with them yet. But like I said in another video, I don't want to raise my son in not even, this is not even a country problem, but let's say in a country or in a continent that just does this to men and puts women on this pedestal that we are not allowed or able to be bad at all, ever, and this is the Amber Heard tutorial. I don't want my son to be a doormat. I don't want my son to think that, oh my God, he can't just yell at a girl, but if the girl beats him up or the girl slaps him around in the park, that's okay. Because, oh, well, she's on her period. She lost it a little bit, so I got slapped. I don't want him to think that's okay. So that reminds me, not necessarily of Manson, but of Johnny. How when Johnny was getting hit and slap and just bitch slap and hit or whatever, she pushed him, all that. It was seen as, well, it's another day of Amber. Amber's mad again. Just give Amber her medication. It was seen like that. But if he did it, it's a crime. So, which I don't think he did either. I think she did. So, like I said, it's not about making a big change, but like I think in the future, we'll get to the point that it's gonna be just people accusing people, not. It will not matter if it's a woman or a female or male. It's just people accusing people. Is your human rights are violating by somebody not letting you sleep or whipping you, whatever. It's your human rights. It's not your female human rights. It's not me too. It's not I'm not okay. Hashtag I'm not okay. That was the crap that Everett would have started. It's just human rights. It's not female rights. So I really want to try to emphasize that in everyday life. And I think we all should, because you can't just go out there and say, oh my God, I can't believe what's happening to Manson, what's happening to Johnny, and watch YouTube videos and then go out there and do the exact same thing. And put yourself, if you're a woman in this position of victim, no matter what happened to you, it's always the other person's fault. You need to take responsibility, and all of us be accountable for what we do, who we sleep with, who we go home with, who we have, night overs with. This whole thing with Manson, especially with Manson, not so much with Johnny, make us look like we are a bunch of freaking, pushovers and doormats and a bunch of little dolls that men just puppeteer us around, and it's not okay. And maybe some women are victims for life. They're are in an environment that they never got away. They never got that to change. They were assaulted since they're little, and then they keep being assaulted, and that's horrible. And that's happens a lot. But I'm not talking about those cases. I'm talking about just little cases here and there, like me. And for me to just hate all men, or all musicians, or let's say a man that abused me was actually a man, and it was a lawyer, and all lawyers are fucked up in the head, and all men are fucked up in the head. No, I mean, it's like, if we lose the sense of curiosity and the sense of like, oh man, I'm just gonna do some research on this thing, I'm gonna look who Esme Bianco is. If we lose that, it's like get off the internet and say, just go to sleep. If we are not curious anymore, and you don't have to spend hours and hours, this is very easy to find. All this is online. I didn't pay for it, and I'm not going to ever pay for a file from court that I could just see it for free. It might have a watermark, but everybody's able to find it. If you stop asking questions, then you have not been paying attention to anything. If you are going to believe things at face value, one lawyer told me once, I was like, oh, there's no proof of this, and there's no proof of that. And she said, it's messed up what she said to me, but she said, the proof is the statement. And I was like, no. She said, if you're a woman, it is. Oh my God. And I was like, it had nothing to do with me, it was somebody else that needed help. And I was like, so if you're a woman, the statement is the proof? That was said to me by a lawyer in California. If you're a woman, the statement is the proof. Well, okay. How messed up is that? Isn't it? It's ridiculous. Anyway, the statement is important. The statement needs to be taken into consideration. You cannot throw a statement like this with all this bloody stuff and ignore it. It's important. You have to investigate the statement. You have to read between the lines. You have to cross-examine the person, please, like they did with Amber Heard. I don't know if it will actually work for the good, but if a good judge will do good work, cross-examine the person. You got to ask questions. You can't just take a statement and be like, oh, well, it's a statement, so it's true. But sadly, as my lawyer told me, from a woman, a statement is a fact. Think about how horrible that sounds. A statement is a fact. And maybe it's more on the West Coast, and it's more in the United States on the West Coast, and the East Coast more on the middle America. It's not that much like that. But in general, a statement from a female is a fact. It's not to me, but I'm just saying what I heard. And that's really sad. And that's why this keeps happening. And I'm not surprised if Manson is not the last. Manson won't be the last guy. I'm not going to say any names of females or male celebrities. They're kind of like just getting into this whole like poor me. But I don't think he's going to be the last guy who's going to be accused of a bunch of just weird stuff. It could be sexual. It can be just non-sexual, just violence, but non-sexual violence, which is a thing. But, you're just getting this whole, you're getting this vibe of just victimhood. And just, it pissed me off. You can see it pissed me off. Anyway, so she did that, right? So she did all that. She said, she didn't do all that. She said all that, right? And also she's implying the phantasmagoria was not a real film, and that also makes me mad because anybody that knows Manson a little bit of his trajectory, his work, we know the dude has been trying to make that movie forever, with different people, and it doesn't, for some reason, I don't know, it's not working out. So she was not permitted to leave the apartment without permission. Now was she permitted to receive visitors? Okay, bullshit. She was working. She was seen working. She was seen working, and like I think she did a couple of red carpet appearances. All you do red carpet appearances if you're locked out and you're locked, whipped, and tied up in the basement. So she did a few things like that. Not to say that maybe he was in the back, maybe he was waiting for her on the car, or like, you better be here in 10 minutes. Maybe he, the thing is like, maybe he is possessive. Maybe, when Evan talks about, oh my God, he texts me all day and he calls me all day, maybe he does that. And that is just some mental thing that he can have to figure it out. But that doesn't make you a wife beater, a girlfriend beater, or a rapist. Because you're kind of like too intense that you text people like every 2 seconds. It's not cool. I don't like it, but maybe you can think what the person is going through and what he needed to text every 2 seconds. I believe that maybe he does that. I still think that is such a horrible thing. Jeez. So yeah, I don't know how she was doing all this work and these commercials and this premieres from I don't know. And they were going to the movies. There's a paparazzi video of them coming out of the ArcLight in Hollywood. I mean, if he was beating her up and doing all these things, you would think that he would just show her off, and no other paparazzi can take pictures. She might have a black eye. She might have a bruise. She said she was blue. She was black and blue from bruising, and he bit her on the neck. Do you think that the Manson is so stupid that he's gonna go and he knows TMZ is around because TMZ is always there, and he's gonna just go and show her off as his girlfriend if she was beat up? No, I don't think he's that dumb. Another thing that it drives me crazy about all this is like Esme and Evan, but mostly this Esme and Ashley Walters and Ashley Morgan and the new Jane Doe, which is Chloe Black. I already figured out there's Chloe Black. They only talk about females in that apartment. It's almost like Manson had no male friends, And the guy, I don't buy it for a second. I think the guy is pretty much a buddy guy. Like you've seen with Billy Corgan, with Jonathan Davis, with Dave Navarro. So it's like, how come this apartment above the liquor store in the dark, right, was filled with females all the time? How none of these girls go like, well, yada yada was there. He was trying to help me out, but he couldn't. Or I know the celebrities, so maybe they don't want to name people, but how come there was no males? That's what it makes it really cartoonish to me, and not believable one freaking bit. There was always a man with all these women and all these whips, ready to just, no. Where are the males at? Where are his friends? Where his agent? At the time he got one. Where? His co-workers, the people, his director of photography for the video, the people who was holding the camera, that wasn't him, the makeup people, they were all women. I mean, I know there's a lot of women in the artistic world, but I mean, they were all women. That's really weird. Like, that's another thing that I don't know. A lot of people catch on it, but I've been thinking about it lately. I'm like, where were the guys at? Where were the guys at? Anyway, on one occasion, Warner chased plaintiff around the apartment with an axe, smashing holes in the walls. On another occasion, Warner caught Miss Bianco with a Nazi knife. Here we go, a Nazi knife. During sex without her consent. The photographer her cuts on her body. Okay. This is similar of what Evan said. I put it on my last video about how he took pictures of them in Nazi paraphernalia or compromised pictures, wearing Nazi stuff or bad things that will make them embarrassed in the future. And he took pictures of them for blackmail in case they talk. Well, they're talking. So Manson where are the pictures? Like if it's true that he took pictures of the girl, of the women, to blackmail them later in case they talk. Well, they're talking. Oh, they'll be there for 5 months. I want to see the pictures or the videos, because there's none. There's none. I don't think that he's this hacker. This hacker mobster immigration agent. That they paint him to be. He's just a rock star. I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying the work he does is not important, but I'm saying he's not a politician. He's not Elon Musk. He's not a guy from the biggest guy. Bill Gates. I don't know. He's a musician. He's an artist. So I don't think he has so much power over governmental things like immigration and FBI and stuff like that. So I think it's a little bit much to say that he was a threat to your immigration status, and he talked to the FBI, and he got connections with gang members in LA. I just give up Manson. I think I'm not trying to make fun of the guy, but can you imagine Manson like walking around like East LA and Compton with all his makeup on and all his stuff, and just like being like just with the homeboys and being in a gang? Can you imagine that? No, I don't. And again, she's saying the visa again. Was only able to escape the apartment while Warner slept. He finally slept after all this time that he never sleeps. He finally slept, and then she escaped. There's a problem with his dates. It's a very big problem with the dates, because her buddy Ashley Walters made this statement. I mean, this statement is a whole court filing that it completely contradicts the dates. And you will think these two are friends. You will think they're so stupid to get the dates right. And like I said, there's paparazzi pictures and videos and stuff that you can actually see the dates. There's beautiful, awesome Instagram that you can actually see the dates of when things were happening, and the dates where the girls were with him on a whatever Dave Navarro's concert. There's dates that they were with him doing stuff, events, whatever you want to call it. There's dates of them liking his post. I mean, Ashley Walters liked his post over and over in 2018, and this happened to her in 2011. I mean, it's just strange. So I'm talking about the dates because the dates are important, are very important. Also, they're saying that they have to sneak in food and water to give to Evan and Esme in the bathroom, because Esme and Evan were in the bathroom hiding from the big wolf, right? And Ashley was giving them food. First of all, they said there was no food in the house, okay? And they were the water. If they were in the bathroom, why they need water? They need bottled water. They need they cannot drink water from the faucet. I mean, seriously. And I mean, Manson, I don't want to body shame him, but he was not necessarily skinny. So you're going to tell me this guy never eats? I mean, I know that he was doing cocaine, but he looked like he ate, okay? He was seen, this was weird. He was seen in restaurants, like leaving restaurants and stuff by paparazzi. He was always eating out and dining in just places in LA, all over the place. He was not shy about doing that. So he was taking them to eat with him. So this food deprivation thing. And then for Ashley to say, well, there was food, and I was holding the food like a little cartoon, like Rapunzel type of thing, and like a little superhero princess, and take it to the bathroom with to Esme and Evan when they were hiding from him. Well, there's a problem with that, Ashley, with that date. She's so stupid. I mean, I don't understand. That day that she's saying that happened, December 2010. Okay, well, guess what? There's pictures and videos of Evan Rachel Wood leaving LAX, okay, with Shane Evans, which was one of the actors she dated. She dated many of them, in September 2010. So how? She left already. She was in LAX going somewhere, some other state. But she was in the bathroom, locked in the bathroom. The dates are very important. Like if you're gonna mess with dates, if you're gonna talk about assault, any type of abuse, you need to get your dates right if you want people to believe you. The dates are very important. And I'm not saying that I don't believe women. I do believe women. I'm saying I don't believe them because there's Evan wasn't with him anymore, and she was with Shane, whatever the hell his name is. I don't even care. Leaving LAX the airport in September, so she was not with Manson in November 2010. So there's things like that that I'm just like really, you know. Oh, you guys are still watching? I thought the connection was unstable. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a video. It's gonna be kind of boring because I'm gonna make a video about this exactly the same thing. But from my computer and from my camera, and then post it because it seems like the live thing is always a mess. Always a mess. Huh. Oh no, it's shame though. To end this, oh, hey, can we chat on this thing? Because I know that I comment with people before and I like doing that, but can we actually chat? Can we? Sorry, I'm so stupid with this. Do you guys see that? Can we chat? I just typed that. Okay. So, Richard was seen in September 13 to 2010. Yeah, I don't know how she was in Memphis at the same time, the same couple months. Step out of LAX with her new man, Shane West. Shane West. Okay. She was a very cute guy. Okay, she was looking awesome in the airport. Not in Manson's bathroom. Not locked out of Manson's bathroom. Not possible. It's not possible. So, like, what are you saying? Like, bro, seriously, like, Ashley Walters is a freaking nutcase. I mean, they're all crazy, but that girl, the fact that she really hasn't even checked the dates, you know, when TMZ is everywhere and paparazzis are everywhere, and they took pictures of Manson from leaving places and coming to places and just going home and coming from home and whatever in those dates by himself or with these girls, whoever these girls, women happen to be. And if he's beating these people up hardcore, you know what I mean? Like to the point, to a pulp, you know, like they're saying, I was blue and black, like Esme said. What if he'll be like out with them, out and about, knowing that he's going to be photographed? I mean, he's really that dumb. He just thinks he's above the law because they're making him sound like he's like this above the law type of guy. Like, you know, he just everything is a big freaking for him. He's a gang member. He's a hacker. He's an immigration agent. So I tell you more. Okay, that date was stupid right there. I'm sorry, out of track with the Bianco, that date right there. Evan was with her Shane West new boyfriend in LAX. That same month, she wasn't in the bathroom, locked in the bathroom, eating from the floor little crumbs of bread. Anyway, because it sounds like Disney. Like they make it sound like a bunch of little, you know, a bunch of little Rapunzels, you know, trying to escape. Oh gosh. In 2013, Bianco attended one of Mr. Warner shows in Las Vegas. You know why they're saying that? They're putting that there because they know that we're gonna find it here. Like the shows, likes, whatever, you're gonna find, and we're gonna find her name tagged somewhere in one of his concerts. So that's why they put it on the filing, so it doesn't look like a lie. In 2013, Bianco attended one of Manson's shows in Las Vegas. Afterwards, he forcibly kissed her without her consent. He kissed you without your consent. An attempt to block her from leaving. Miss Bianco was only able to leave when her friends intervened. The friends, again, and her friends are Ashley Waters and other people. It took Miss Bianco years and years to understand the extent of Miss Warner's physical, sexual, psychological, emotional abuse. Her career suffered. No, it didn't. Her career suffered due to the deterioration of her mental health caused by Warner. She deals with complex post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, depression, and panic attacks to this day. Okay, all right. Well, that sucks. Those are horrible things to have, and I know that for a fact. But where's your I mean, you can't just go around diagnosing yourself and saying, I got post traumatic. Everybody has post traumatic stress disorder. It's like in the 90s, everybody had depression. Everybody was put on Prozac. In the 2000s, everybody had bipolar. Oh, she's bipolar. Or she changes her mind all the time. She's bipolar. Her mood swings up and down. She's bipolar. And now it's the post traumatic stress disorder. Everybody has it. And I'm not making fun of people that actually have it. I'm saying that like you take meds for that, you take meds for panic attacks, you need to be in certain medications and mood stabilizers and anxiety medications. You can't just throw those words out there without thinking that somebody in court or whatever they decide to settle this out is going to say, can I see your documents, Ms. Bianco? What type of medications you take besides wine and coke? What do you take? Because we know from Amber Heard, for example, we know that she takes Seroquel and Xanax. She never denied it. It's on the audios that she's popping pills for her mental things and whatever. What this one takes? Like, what do you take? How many times do you go to a group? Do you go to a therapy group? Do you go to therapy by yourself? How many times a week you go to therapy? What is your diagnosis? What is really your diagnosis? What's your treatment plan? These things, I hope they're asked sometime in the future, maybe if it takes 3 years, by somebody in court. Because all the girls, all the women say the same thing, say that they have PTSD, anxiety, depression. I think Ashley Morgan said that she has OCD, which is not a joke. Like, really, it's not a joke for people to be throwing these things out there. So they all say they have these things. And you know why they said that? Because these things are very hard to prove that you don't have them. That's the thing. It's very hard to prove. It's very hard. Didn't really got, he kissed you forcibly in the tour bus. It's really hard to prove, for him to prove that didn't happen. But it's also really hard for them to prove that they have something they're saying they don't have. And if you're going to say something like, well, I have the symptoms of these things. But no, they're so dumb. They're so dumb that they put it straight up in all the findings from these 3 women that they have this. Like, if I was them, I would just say, like, well, I suffer symptoms. That's a very important word. I suffer symptoms is what you want to say. If you want people to take you serious when it comes to mental health, you can have symptoms of something without having the disorder. I can have symptoms of OCD, and I actually do, but I don't have OCD. So I can have symptoms of depression, but I don't have depression, whatever. If they were smart, they would have said in their findings, all these events left me with some symptoms of such and such, such. But they're stupid. They're stupid. Because any judge, and judges are not psychologists, but any judge or any of his defense, his lawyers are going to be like, okay, where's your document at? Why do you take how many milligrams, and who's your doctor? I hope somebody asked that, because otherwise it's just symptoms. Okay. If it's just symptoms, then you don't have it. You have a symptom. Like I said, if I said right now, I feel like I have a fever, I might have COVID, whatever, or a flu. Well, I'm not saying I have the flu. I'm saying I have fever. I might have the flu. So when you're talking about mental health, you need to just check. You need to check yourself before you wreck yourself, because this is pretty stupid. To saying for sure that you have something that you're not going to be able to prove, you could easily say, I have symptoms. Sometimes I'm triggered by this event and sometimes have the symptoms. That will be the perfect way to say it if you're lying. I mean, lying is not good, but I'm saying like saying that you have something. It's better to say that sometimes you suffer symptoms from it. But yeah, they're not the brightest in the sky. This three. And I keep saying this three because I already talked about Evan Richard Wood for hours before, and she is the root of the whole problem. And she also says that she has post-traumatic stress disorder and anxiety, and blames him for everything. I'm sure she's bisexual because he traumatized her as well. Like there's all these, she's gonna blame him for the world. From always being skinny, right? Naturally skinny people, but they're food deprived and they look the same all the time. Seeing leaving restaurants and clubs with him where there's food in those places. I don't know. So the problem, and then this is the messed up thing, is that she talks about human trafficking and she talks about unpaid labor. Sorry. Warner employed fraud to bring Ms. Bianco to the United States. He promised work opportunities that he never appeared when inserted himself in her visa process. He didn't promise work opportunities. He said to her, we're going to do this video that is called I Want to Kill You like they do in the movies. And maybe we can do Phantasmagoria. She won't be the first person or the last one that he says we're going to get to do Phantasmagoria. Like the guy has been trying for a long time to do that.